Hi everyone, this is Randa. In this video, I want to talk about vulnerability, one of our feminine superpowers and one of the qualities of our feminine energy. For each and every woman who has been on her own journey of self-discovery, journey of healing, there comes a point where she is pushed to tap into that part within herself, to accept, embrace, and be unapologetic about expressing her vulnerability. And there's nothing easy about that because we have been programmed by society to view vulnerability as a weakness. But once we start waking up to our own power, we realize that we want to redefine concepts for ourselves. We're redefining concepts according to what is in alignment with our inner truth. And so, vulnerability for the powerful feminine stops being an expression of weakness and it becomes an expression of power. Because number one, the powerful feminine knows that expressing her vulnerability is not her being in her victimhood mentality. She is not putting the reins of her action or choice or life into the hands of another. She expresses her vulnerability from a place of, I know I'm responsible for my own choices, for my own actions, and I'm going to take the action that better serves me. It also cultivates trust in a relationship, because when she is expressing her vulnerability, she is indirectly saying to the other person, I trust you. And this gives permission to the other to trust her as well. Because she's coming from that place of, I am totally accepting all of who I am, all the phases that I go through, and I'm being expressive about that. I'm being unapologetic about embracing all of that and expressing it. And this also gives permission to the other to be in that place of total acceptance of all that they go through. And this is how connection is built. This is how strong relationships are built, whether it is intimate relationships or, relationships in general. It also fosters a sense of support and community, because when a woman is sharing an intimate part of herself, she's also giving permission to others to say, and this makes others feel like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this, so I'm normal for having gone through maybe a similar experience or felt the same way this woman who is expressing her vulnerability, I have felt the same. And so this is how it gives us permission to accept ourselves as well. This is where she is very powerful when she is expressing her vulnerability. She doesn't see anything wrong, or she is not ashamed of that part within herself. But the thing is, it never gets easy to express her vulnerability, because it will always be about a certain part within herself that is very intimate to her, that is very precious to her. And it will never become, no matter how powerful she is. And yes, we hear a lot of talking about wanting to embrace our vulnerability and to express it, but it will never become something that is super easy, that we have zero resistance about, because whenever we are being vulnerable, it is about that intimate and very precious part within ourselves. And so it will never be something easy. It will always be a little bit uncomfortable. But what makes it a little bit empowering, what makes it a little bit worth it for us women is because we are coming at it from a place of totally embracing all of who we are and taking responsibility for any actions that need to be taken, and not being ashamed of our human experience. And this is what where we get it sometimes wrong, that we think that, okay, I have worked on embracing my vulnerability, I have done my work on that, but it's not getting any easier, and it shouldn't, because otherwise it wouldn't be vulnerability, right? It is about expressing certain parts within yourself that are truly intimate and precious to you. And this is how it remains a superpower for you. This is how it is always an expression of your power. This is how it's always an expression of you trusting yourself, you seeing yourself as this powerful woman, you accepting yourself totally, and also giving permission to others to see themselves the same way.